Hi everybody, I'm Marissa, otherwise known as the Loud Librarian, and we're trying something new with Crucial Taunt this time. We're going to try doing a couple of video book reviews, so you have to let us know what you think. I've been in kind of a reading rut ever since the beginning of the year, but with all the snow that was coming down, and I know I'm not the only one, I decided it was time to curl up with a good book, and I couldn't have found a more appropriate one than Kristin Hannah's Winter Garden. This is actually an advanced reader's edition. The book was just released, February 2nd, so just the last week or two. But I actually received it several weeks ago and have been reading it and actually found it a really wonderful winter read. I've never actually read anything by Kristin Hannah before, so I was eager to see what sort of storyteller she was, and this was a great read to get lost in. The main story is that there's two sisters, Meredith and Nina, and their mother, Anya, is a Russian immigrant, and they live in the Pacific Northwest. And they're both terribly in love with their father, but their mother has always been very distant, and they always got the impression that she did not love them at all. On her father's deathbed, Meredith and Nina both promised that they would ask their mother to tell her story of how she came to America and what her life was like in Russia before she came here. Of course, the father dies. It's very sad. There's a lot of moping. But eventually, the two sisters kind of gang up on the mother and insist that she tell her story. So what happens next is that there's the present story, and then interwoven into that is Anya's story that takes place in Leningrad back during the war years. So you're taken from present-day Pacific Northwest to wartime Leningrad, and eventually the story culminates in present-day Alaska. I say that my favorite part of this book was definitely Anya's storytelling of her experience in Leningrad during the war years. In the book it's actually framed as a fairy tale, so you don't know which character she is because she frames it in such a way that even as she's telling it, she's talking about black nights and ghosts and winter nights in Leningrad. So it's told in a very poetic way, but eventually the reader and her daughters get to find out which character she is in the fairy tale. If you enjoy Kristin Hannah's books, I would definitely suggest Winter Garden. She's also the author of Firefly Lane and True Colors. Please let us know what you think of this video review tool. We'd like to try it again. Thank you so much for reading along with us, and we'll see you next time.